Good evening, everybody, and welcome to my Gemini Crafts Facebook page. It's lovely to have you join me this evening. My name is Jenny McCormack, and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in Brackley in the UK. My plan for this evening, I normally do a Facebook Live on a Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. And today what I'm going to do is be working through the new annual catalogue, as you can see here in front of me. Looking at some of the new products in particular, and pointing out some things that you might have missed if you've already received the catalogue. Hi Katie. If you haven't received the catalogue and you do need a copy and you don't have a local demonstrator, then do please comment, and I will get back to you and make sure you get a catalogue as soon as possible. I'm just making sure my phone is working so that I can see any comments. Just want to make sure that the volume is down, so A, we don't get interrupted, and B, you don't hear me twice. I'm sure yeah, only one of me. You only need to listen to one of me at a time. She said hopefully. So thanks for joining us, Katie. Hi Diana, that's lovely to have you join us. Don't often see you here, so that's really nice. And I can also see Brenda has commented, so hi and welcome to you lovely ladies, and also to anybody else who joins in. Obviously if you're watching live, feel free to ask any questions. Hi Chris. So I know Diana, your catalogue is on its way to you. Hopefully everybody else, or so far that I've seen, will have theirs. Katie, yours is coming from Tracy. Let me just clear some space here. So let me just talk through the catalogue. So this is our annual catalogue. So all of our catalogue has date across the top, and that tells you the validity of that particular catalogue. What I would say is, if you have an old catalogue, don't necessarily throw it out, because obviously in the catalogue there are lots of ideas, and those remain the same, even though some of the stamp sets will have changed. Some of the stamp sets will have carried over. For example, Back on Your Feet has carried over, and it will give you more ideas. What I do recommend you do, however, on your old catalogue, is either tear off the front cover or put a big line across it and put retired. There's nothing as frustrating as somebody who rings me up and says, oh, I'd like to place an order on page 21 for something, and then to discover that they're trying to order from an old retired catalogue and that stamp set is no longer available. And I always find it really hard to say, I'm really sorry, you can't have that stamp set because it's no longer available. So I do recommend you keep the catalogues for ideas, but put a line across it and write in big letters retired, or do not order, just so that you know and you're not disappointed when you pick up a catalogue at a later date. You can also highlight the date at the front there, and it also says on the spine and on the reverse how long the catalogue lasts for. So this one runs till the 2nd of May 2022. Okay, so that is the catalogue itself, full of lots of exciting craft goodies. Hi Trudy, and hi Carol. So if you've received the catalogue from me, you will have a couple of things with it. So you'll have an introduction here, and this has got a few of the highlights, if you like. It talks about the joining offer. So if you do purchase craft items from me or another Stampin' Up demonstrator on a regular basis, it is always worth thinking about joining. You don't have to actually demonstrate. You don't have to sell. You can just purchase for yourself at a discount. And that's always worth doing. So our starter kit for the month of May, and it's the same starter kit for everybody in terms of the value, but you choose what you want to put in the kit itself. And so between today and the end of May, you can choose £154 worth of products. You can see that probably. And you'll pay just £99, including courier delivery. And you also get a whole series of catalogues and order forms. And anybody can join, and you can you'll stay as a demonstrator all the time you're making purchases. And then if you stop doing that for whatever reason, then eventually you'll drop as your status, and you can return to being a customer. You can be a demonstrator and still order, for example, my class in a box or any of my special offers. That's absolutely fine. So if that is of interest, and I will send an email out to those that I think particularly this would help in terms of having a discount. Who doesn't like a discount on products? Then if you want any more information and I haven't reached out to you, then do just message me and I'll do what I can to assist you. So I've got some highlights here and some of my personal favourites. I don't actually have a favourite stamp set because there's just too many to choose from. And I do have two clubs that you can join in. So one is our In Colour Club. So every year we have a set of 5 new in colours, and these in colours last for 2 consecutive years. So these ones are known as the 2021 to 2023 in colours, and they are Fresh Freesia, Polished Pink, Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent and Pale Papaya. If you've had a catalogue from me, you should have a sample of these, and I've cut a circle out of each card for you to see them, because obviously although these are correct in terms of the computer values, hi Tracy, it's not the same as actually seeing the colours in person. And I've also done a little bit of stamping here and use the in colours for those. So our In Colour Club particularly works for people who have been with Stampin' Up for a while, but also if you're a beginner with Stampin' Up, then this is the perfect way to build your supplies. And it's a 5-month club, and each month you will get 8 sets of products in one of these colours. So for the first month, for example, you'll get Fresh Freesia, second month you'll get Polished Pink. So after 5 months you'll have the whole collection, and that will include a full-size ink pad. So like, oops, a daisy. Like here, this is the Fresh Freesia one. You'll get 4 sheets of the coordinating cardstock. You'll get 8 sheets of the matching paper. You'll get 20 of the gems. So these are our matching gems, and these are lovely. Appreciate you can't really see them in great detail on here. You can see which obviously are my favourite colours already. Actually, it's unlike me not to have used those ones yet, the Fresh Freesia. You get the stamping right marker to use with your watercolour, or you can use them with the cling stamps. You get a pack of the two blends, a light and a dark, for example here. Okay, again in each of the colours. You get 2 yards of the matching ribbon, and here's some of the evening evergreen, and you get 4 free ombre gift bags in the same matching colour, and these are exactly as they say, gift bags which have an ombre colour to them. I can't show you them as mine haven't arrived yet. So that colour in Colour Club is £24 per month for 5 months. You can, if you want, pay up front for all 5 months, and you'll receive a pack of shimmer vellum, which is in all of the colours and worth £11.25. You'll get that absolutely free alongside your gift bags. So that's my In Colour Club, and details of that have been sent out by email. So that has been really popular. And then the other option I have are the paper shares, and this is the main designer papers, not every single one, but the main ones. So there are 10 altogether, and you'll get a quarter of a pack of each of these lovely papers, and that's just a one-off price of £28.50. Or if you want it posted, it's £31.50, so £3 to have it posted out to you. You can order more than one paper share if you want, so you can have half a pack effectively of everything. The majority of our papers are actually 12 by 12 this time, so that's really good value, because out of each sheet you could typically get at least 3 cards. Okay, so that information is on my website, and it's also on Facebook. So let's get down to looking at the catalogue. Hi Catherine. So if you're watching and you're not an existing demonstrator, let me know if you're following along with your catalogue. So if you just put with catalogue or following, so that I know whether you're looking at the pages, whether I need to refer to the page numbers as we go along, or whether you're just happy to watch on the screen, in which case the page numbers won't mean anything to you, apart from possibly noting down anything that you particularly like. So do have a notebook and pen handy if you would like to. Now this video is obviously live on my Facebook page, but it will be available afterwards on replay, and I will upload it to YouTube. So if you can't stay the course, or you've had enough listening to me, obviously you can mute me, and you can come back and catch that later, so it's not like it's a one-off, never to be seen again. Okay, so let me get cracking. Do let me know if you're watching and you're going to follow along with your own catalogue. So the first few pages are literally an introduction to Stampin' Up, to the company itself and to the people. It talks about the family that started it up originally. So this is Shelley, who started the company with her sister, and that was over 30 years ago and going strong. Oh, Carol's with catalogue, excellent. Okay, and then we have a table of contents, and the way that this is organised is that there are suites that Stampin' Up have put together, and they've categorised them into all occasion, birthday, love, thanks and support, Christmas and artistic expression, and those can be seen with these little tabs across the top. So artistic expression, and then we've got Christmas time, okay, it looks like we're back now. I do apologise, ladies. Do let me know that we are back safe and sound. I'll just wait for somebody to confirm before I carry on talking. Ah, good, there's a thumbs up, thank you. That was entirely my fault because I have been away and I took my laptop with me and I've forgotten to plug it back into the Ethernet with a cable rather than using Wi-Fi. So apologies for that. Thank you, Katie. So I don't know how far I got, but I was talking about kits. And in the past, Stampin' Up! Have had kits in the main catalogue that have gone right the way through. And what they have decided to do is change that and have many more kits available throughout the year. And they will be on a rotating basis. So they will start off, I believe, with 10 kits. And they will become available for customers to order from the 1st of June. Now I've ordered a few of these, so as demonstrators you have the option of pre-ordering for the month before anything goes live. And so the idea is that there will be a whole series of kits. You can just look online, pick a kit as you wish. The price of the kits has reduced, and typically those kits are anything between £12 and £18. Okay, and all of the kits have a block, an ink pad if they're and stamps if they're stamping kits. So I will have a few to show you when they become available. So if you're wondering why there's no kits listed, that's because there's a separate section on the website that will be for kits. Okay, let's get cracking. So the first suite is called Beauty of the Earth, as you can see here. The papers are stunning and it features a beautiful stamp set called Beauty of Friendship and matching dies, and these dies can also be used to cut out the papers. Just going to see if I can grab you the papers. I can't just see them to hand. Oh, I've done with those, I'm sure. Hold on. No, okay, I do beg your pardon. But they feature, as you can see, floral images, leaves. There's some wood effect. This one here is stunning. I appreciate you can't see it in detail. I've no idea what I've done with those. I've also put them somewhere really safe. So safe I can't find them. Okay, so this is called Beauty of Friendship. Now if you love trees, this is the one to get. Okay, so we've got Christmas type trees as well as everyday trees. So you've got this tree base and then you've got different tops that you can put on it, and the die cut cuts out a lovely base tree, which is this one here that you can see in that die. Okay, so that's Beauty of the Earth. Now if you want to see which items are new, you will find a little pink N, and I appreciate this is quite small for you to see, but next to that seascape is an N, and that means it's a brand new product to this catalogue. Okay, so we have the seascape bundle. So if you like fish and sea, this has got a stunning seahorse and a fish embossing folder as well. If you can see, you probably can't really see that, but if you're looking at page 12, you'll see that seahorse in detail. Oh, hi Chris. That's Chris E Nice to have you join us, Chris. I'm only on page 12. It's taken me that long. Right, I promise I won't be quite as long. Okay, this is an existing set, so I'm not going to refer to those, but obviously do have a look through those if you're new to the catalogue generally. This is A Wish for Everything and the Welcoming Window, which I featured about a week or so ago, is on here together with the dies. These are all stamp sets that are available already. So Jar of Flowers, the Mountain Air and the Sunflowers. Let me bring that down a little bit. Here you can see that ombre gift bag. So it is bigger than a card and it starts deep and it goes lighter towards the top. And that's what you'll get free in my In Colour Club. And you get one of those in, you get some of those in each of the colours. Okay, now scrapbookers will love this, and I've already got my eye on this for a class in probably November, because it's perfect for doing calendars ready for next year. You have the months across here, and then you've got a grid system and the days of the week. Now what I like about this is you can start your days of the week like it should be in the UK, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then you also have the week starting on the Sunday, which they do in some European countries and also in America, I believe. And so you can then choose where your month is going to start. So you can either ink up from the 1, from the 2, from the 3, etc. So it's a very clever grid system here. And this is actually to size. And if you place your ink pad across here, the width of the ink pad is the exact width of 7 of those days. I appreciate that it's really small to see if you haven't got a catalogue in front of you. Hi Jenny. Hi Sam. I didn't see you sneak in, I beg your pardon. Diana, I'm not sure if you're still with us or not after the pausing video. So this is called Days to Remember, and it's a really good value stamp set. It's photopolymer, so you can see what you're doing, and it's only £16. It's also perfect for scrapbooking. Sam's been hiding, bless you, as you can see here. So this is definitely going to feature in one of my classes, I'm sure, to do some calendars or birthday book, anything like that, ready for next year. Normally, just looking to see if I've got my calendar on my desk, which I have here. Ta-da! So this is the sort of calendar that I do normally. And so instead of having to purchase these, although they're not that expensive, it would be really nice to have individual pages with the months printed up. So that's just something a little bit different. So that's Days to Remember. And now we're on page 19 on a bundle called Sending Hugs. So these are the actual size. Now appreciate on your computer screen that doesn't help you in the slightest. But if ever you are looking at the catalogue and you're looking at a standard stamp set, you can put a ruler down and you can measure, and you'll know how big that is in reality. So in the same way that you could do that with the months of the days of the week, days of the month, you can do the same with these images. So this is 4 inches long by over about 3¼ inches. So everything you see is that exact size, And this one has a matching die that cuts out the word hugs, okay, with that image on it. Or you can actually just stamp the image itself, and then you've got additional items there. And you've got things like sending you, wishing you well, thinking of you on your special day. And you've got some little labels and foliage, and these flowers cut out as well with the dies. So that's called Sending Hugs. This one and this one is both carried over, so I'm not going to talk about those in particular, but do bear in mind that if you've got these already, then do look at the new samples, because all of the samples here will be new for this catalogue. So if you've already got this stamp set, for example, do take time to hunt out the samples that are there. I think our new layout is full of more samples and is much easier to see and read personally. Okay. The ones on the left hand side we already have. This one is fun. It's called Stitchery, and as you can see, it features different lines of stitching. This one's looks like it's a little bit broken, and then this one is a bit over the place. So if you're a fan of the Great British Sewing Bee, don't do stitching like this, but it's rather fun. You can see a great sample there where they've just put the stitching behind. Okay, it's called Stitchery. These two sets are carried over. Now we have Pansy Petals. This is one of our first suites, and if you've got a catalogue from me, unless you had one right at the very beginning, you will see some of the samples. So this was actually one that I showed on my Facebook Live only yesterday. Was it yesterday? I can't remember. So this is completely stamped. This one, and this one. So really easy to do. If you want to see how those are done, just look back at my video from yesterday. And then this one is one of the samples that I'm going to have as part of the packs for anybody that's joined my class in a box. I've got a special catalogue launch for anybody who's ordered a class in a box over the last year. You can attend my catalogue launch, and there will be 3 make and takes from 3 different sets of products, and this is one of those. And this features the papers which have been cut out, so there are dies to match. So I think this set will be very, very popular. Even people that are not that excited about flowers. I love the sentiments on here, I love the style of them, and I love the ease of use of the stamps. One thing you will notice on our new stamp sets, Tracy loves it, is that the stamp set is printed on now on the back of this piece of paper. So instead of having separate sheets of plastic and acrylic, it's printed straight onto here, and that means you can literally then just put your stamps back onto the base like that, and personally I find them a lot easier. The only thing you might find is that obviously the wording is in reverse because you're sticking the stamp with the flat side down. Okay, so that is the only thing, but in general you can work out which sentiment is which anyway. Okay, so this is Pansy Patch. and it consists of stamps, dies which you can buy together with the stamps, and these fabulous papers. They really are stunning, and obviously those papers are part of my paper share. Okay, this one here is a carryover. This one is fun. It's called Light-Hearted Lines. So it says things like, thanks for lending an ear and keeping a straight face. And then, to a person who still got it but might not remember where they put it, happy birthday. So some great fun outside, inside sentiments. Until they stop. Oh, what? Until these stop sticking? So all you need to do, if these stop sticking, Chris, is to run them under a warm tap, or just pop them in the bowl with some washing up liquid, and then they'll be sticky again. Just let them air dry. Only a tiny bit of washing up liquid, doesn't need very much, and then they'll be sticky again. Okay, this one is carried over, as is the ice cream, one of my favourite sentiments on there. And then we've got two new ones. So we've got Measure of Love. So this is a baking one. Okay, with strawberries. They could be flowers, hearts. These work together. You've got the scales with the the hands, and then you've got some cupcakes here, and you can use these to colour in the cupcakes if you want to stamp the colour, or you can hand colour those. Those are really sweet, I have to say. And then brew some fun. It's nice to have one with cups of tea as well as coffee. So this one says, let's brew up some fun. It's your birthday, and you've got teacups, you've got flowers, you've got party hats, a little takeaway cup, and then in this round, your my cup of tea. Sending thanks with a whole lot of love and some teaspoons. And this actually matches with the dies that we had last year at Christmas for the mini coffee cups, and those mini coffee cups are still available to order. Okay, and along that same theme, we've got this cooking one. It's called What's Cooking? And here you've got spatula, spoon, knife, I can't even think what that's called, a rolling pin, and then you've got measures, a bowl, salt and pepper and things like that. I love this. Sending you a dash of kindness and a spoonful of love. So those are good fun, especially if you've got somebody in the family that is a cook or a chef. And this has matching dies as well. One of these dies cuts out this fabulous wooden chopping board. I'm not sure whether you can see that. I don't think you can see that detail, but if you're following with the catalogue on page 34, you'll see there's a wood grain built into that wooden chopping board, and then you've got a whisk, and you've got little like a fish slice and all sorts of things. Okay, succulents was carried across, as were these. This one, Create with Friends, is a good combination because you've got large letters here with a typeface, and then you've got capital letters. So you could put Celebrate Together, Create Together, Friends Forever, or Welcome Friends, Let's Celebrate, Amazing Day. So your celebrate your something, friends, any combination of those. It's photopolymer again, and you can, so they've got Let's Be Friends here, You're Amazing. So some great sentiment stamps on that one. These are carried over, as is this one here, that lovely timeless tulips that has the matching punch to go with it. Then we've got sunny sentiments, just some nice slightly bigger sentiments, a nice thank you, and then a nice birthday one. Thought you could use some sunny thoughts today, it's nice, and a happy hello in a slightly retro style here. And then we've got sharing sunshine, and so you've got some suns here, you've got a smiley face and a sort of smirking face, sleepy face I should say, really, and some patterns, and there's some good examples of this here and here. Right, the two here on the left hand side and the one on the right hand side are all new. We've got best chapter, and then you've got make it happen. So this one, great for people with young children or grandchildren, maybe just starting school or going to nursery. Also good for teachers, or if you've got a teacher in the family. And then best chapter, finally we have a nice happy retirement, happy housewarming. So not quite new home, which I was hoping for, but a housewarming is good. And then congratulations, wedding, etc. And welcome to parenthood as well. Perfect for retirement, so there's a retire sentiment there. And then bunches of fun. So a lady, a dog with a dog collar round, and then bananas, slightly bizarrely. And things like, I've got you something for your birthday, you're holding it. Wishing you bunches of fun for your birthday, etc, etc. The older you get, the better you get, unless you're a banana. So there you go. Slightly weird, slightly cheeky. Okay. Now this one here is carried over, as is this one. What I do like is, you may remember me using many messages, and this has a single die that cuts all of these sentiments out in one go. So you stamp it once, it's a big stamp, and it's one stamp and one die, and it cuts these up all individually. And then we've got a new stamp that goes with it. So this will extend the use of your many messages die, and they're slightly more quirky sayings. So I do love, you've got love and hugs, just breathe, you did it, you're awesome, to and from. Now these ones here are shown at 70%, so they're actually bigger than this in real life. Okay, so this is one where it's not to size. Okay, and the strawberry one is carried over. Right, our second suite is called In the Wild, as you can see, and it features cats, wild cats, tigers, leopards. Has matching dies that cut out both the papers and the stamped images, and you can make this into a tiger, this one into a tiger, and you also got the leopard stripes here, and it also cuts out the details from the papers. Now I'm getting all the papers have all been ordered in preparation for the paper shares, so when those come in I'll be able to show you those in more detail. There is a really nice embossing folder that does this leopard print, and that one is £7. So the bundle, which is the stamps and the dies, is £36, so really good value. Okay, this one has been carried over, and now we have hats off. So as you can see, it's a baseball cap with lots of things that you can put on. So we've got rockets, we've got mountains, we've got a a lion, or it could be a tiger. We've got Dad, sunshine, life is great, and other things that you can put on and put it onto the cap itself. And that has a series of dies that cuts out the cap and all of these different shapes that are highlighted. You've also got some I was going to say a speech bubble, but I'm not sure it is. A smaller cap, it must be. Okay, then we've got great one for architects or people who like buildings and shapes and pattern. So we've got a path to greatness, a great brick wall here, and then this lovely scene. We've got bamboo beauty. So this lovely bamboo, I always think of one of my lovely customers, Barbara, who is a Chinese art painter or Chinese painter artist, not quite sure which way round, and she does amazing things with this bamboo, and I always think of her when I see that. Okay. So handsomely suited is carried over, as has sailing home. And then we have this one called After the Storm, and this features this lovely light coming in from the side, some birds, some clouds, and obviously you could match this with the lighthouse as well if you wanted to. Some nice sentiments in there as well, including a just because. This one here, Inspired Thoughts, some lovely sentiments, and we have these dies to go with it. So the dies cut out this set of trees. There's a line of 4 trees, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all one die. Obviously you can cut that down. You just see 3 here, and then sort of 2 and 1 here. Makes perfect Christmas cards. But what I love about this is the sentiments as well. So this would be an easy one where you could perhaps buy the stamps to start with, and then buy the dies maybe later in the year for Christmas or anything like that. Just really nice sentiments, sending healing thoughts your way. Time to be remembered, to feel appreciated, and to know you're celebrated. And wishing you all the beautiful gifts of Christmas. So we're on page 53. These are all carried over. We have a new one with little children that says wildly adorable, and it's quite a fun card here with them cut out, and those have been fussy cut. There's no dies for those in particular. Now if you like turtles, then this is a great stamp set for that. So this is page 56 that we're on now. This has a matching punch. Okay, so this is where one of our new punches comes in, and it's got the turtle, and then it's got 2 dots, one for the larger eye and one for the smaller eye. That must be tiny. But I love these 2 little turtles here going different directions, and then you can obviously put this on to make it into more of a well, it's still going to be a turtle, isn't it? Even without, I'm going to say it's a tortoise, but it's not really. It's all going to be turtles. Oh, turtles for turtles. I'm going to remember that, Chris. I love it. This bundle here is again a good price, £28.75 for the stamp set and the punch to go with it. And then this one here, I've got somebody in mind for this, is Stellar Birthday. So you've got a little girl astronaut and a boy astronaut. You've got a little dog and a rocket. Now what you might easily miss is this up here on the right hand side. This set of dies called Give It a Whirl creates a spinning card, well, not a spinner, a spinner that goes inside behind this layer. If you can see that. Oh, I thought it might be Sam. And so you can spin this piece round and you've got different images which pop up in that little window. So you basically get an interactive card. Spin the wheel, let the window reveal what's underneath. Now, obviously they put it with this, but you can imagine the cupcakes going round there, or the tea. So you can have, you know, a cupcake coming round, then tea, then coffee, a cat and a dog. I mean, whatever you want to put in there. And I think this is really easily overlooked. So it's called Give It a Whirl. Okay, those dies are £36. And we'll have a look at those when we come to the dies themselves. And you'll be pleased to see we have brads returning, because you really do need a brad in the centre of that. I believe it punches the hole in the centre, so you just put the brad through so that the wheel will spin. Oh, cocktails! Yes, very clever, Sam. I love that. So a lot more children's stamps this time round. We've got Pirates and Mermaids, speak for themselves. We've got One Happy Family, and this is perfect, celebrating pregnancy and arrival of new babies. Really nice. And then here we've got All for Baby, which features a teddy bear and a couple of little play suits, and then you've got a washing line and some pegs. So it's a perfect example of this up here. It says congratulations on your growing family. And this has dies, and the dies include some cute little coat hangers, as well as the little pegs to make it look like you're actually pegged up on the washing line. So if you have or your customer base maybe has young family members or arrival of grandchildren, then this is the perfect little set for them. The stamp set itself is just £16, which I think is really good value, even just for that. Okay, our next sweet is You're a Peach, and you will see a lot of peach around, both the colour and the fruit. It's very much in this year. So You're a Peach, and this consists of a stamp set, a series of dies, and some fabulous papers that have these peaches on, that you can see here have been cut out with the dies. So it's a distinctive stamp set, so this is one that does all the work for you. We've got thanks so much, a nice happy birthday, have a peachy day. And these ones here, there's 3 images on one stamp, so it's one stamp and then one die cuts out the peaches separately, and the same with the flowers. I think these flowers look really gorgeous. So that's called Sweet as a Peach, and the bundle is £34. I do feel like they have adjusted the pricing of some of the bundles to make them more affordable. So Hippos is carried over, and then we've got this one here, Celebrate with Flowers. Good to see a vertical birthday here, and if you like this style, okay, then that's a great one. Cute little dragonfly, only just spotted that. And then Biggest Wish, you can see that without me having to lift it up to the camera, can't you? So what I like about this is you can mix and match. So you could have, you know, happy birthday, any combination of those. You could stamp that multiple times with your Stamparatus as well, get a really nice effect. Thanks, friend. And this one is £16. And hidden in here that you might not see is a flower market die, which is a single die with lots of tiny flowers that get cut out. So you can use the flowers and you can use the base die as well. All right, let's see, we're on page 64. All of those stamp sets are available from the existing catalogues, or previous catalogues I should say, as is this one, but we've got two new ones here. This one called Peekaboo Farm, which is really quite amusing because you've got cows, pigs, a ram, a sheep and a horse, and you've got this brick wall where they can be peeking over, and you see a better picture of it here, if you can see in there. Oops, sorry, and you've got clouds and a little bird as well, and you've got tails and yes, those must be more tails. They're not ears, are they? They're more tails. And what you've also got here, again slightly hidden, is this die called Picture This, and it's a set of dies that have these peek holes. So when you run it through, you get the stitched circles, plus you get the circles that come out of it, and it's perfect for adding things to pop through, and that could just be papers or it could be a stamped image. The other one that appears to be really popular is this one called Party Puffins, and as you can see it features 3 puffins, and then you've got birthday, you've got birthday cake, you've got fish wrapped up, candles, etc. So really good fun. Here's another suite, Simply Elegant. We're on page 68, 69. Some stunning, absolutely stunning papers in vanilla, gold, copper, silver, grey and black. Some of those would be fabulous for weddings. And you've got Elegantly Said as a stamp set, and then a beautiful punch to go with it that creates this shape here. And you can make longer tags as well by taking a piece of cardstock that is 1 3/4 inches and just putting it in the back of the punch. So this is called a Simply Elegant. And then slightly related to that is this one here on page 70. Now you really can't see this detail as well as I can, or looking at the catalogue in person, because they've got this beautiful circular die sitting behind that look like doilies. It's called Encircled in Friendship, and you have this one here with the cutout, and then you have the cutout elements separate to that as well. So that's one you have to almost have to see in person. Then we've got Forever Fern, which I'm glad to see has carried over. And then we have another great useful little stamp set called Through It Together. If you've been with me a while, you may remember a stamp set called Teeny Tiny Wishes, and this is a bit like that, but it's very much a support stamp set. So we've got things like I love you no matter what, you're loved today and always, follow your dreams, you're doing better than you think, I miss you, I'm here for you, sending you this paper hug. There's a whole series of supporting messages in that one. That's on page 72. And these two are carried over, I'm glad to say. And then Always in My Heart has This one I think will be popular. I love this style. For those of you that know me will know this is right up my street. Perfect for coffee and card, and I can see this stamped white embossed on navy, or white embossed on that evening evergreen. So beautiful floral images, and then some nice combinations of sentiments with a nice script as well. Some friendships are just meant to be. Have I bored you all yet? Mostly still here. I'm very impressed. Thank you. Thing is, you can go back and watch this and skip me and have me at 1.5 times. Forever grapevine. Okay, exactly as it says, and you've got a grapevine that cuts out as well. This is £19 for the stamp set, and I do like the sentiments. Thank you for the beautiful ways you've touched my life. Love that. Positive thoughts has carried over, and ornate thanks has carried over. And don't forget to look at all the samples here. So they've used this lovely thank you on this in the wild papers. There we go, 78 flowers of friendship. So for those of you that like our punches, this is a stamp set with a matching punch, and the punch punches out the 2 leaves and the 2 types of flower, okay, in one go. And obviously when I get my version of this, I will be able to show you how to stamp these and punch them out in one go to make life a bit easier. Beautiful Moments is carried over, and then we have a new set called Plentiful Plants. Beautiful papers that have floral images, pots, and some lovely brickwork, and matching dies to go with them that cut out all of these pots and the details. So a bit like soft succulents, or the succulent stamp set, but again it's distinctive, so you get a really nice impression. Some great examples on here. This backing here is actually a piece of craft paper that is laser cut, and that's available separately. And then you've got some macrame looking string die cuts here. Okay, count on me. So a bit for everyone here. So we've got a penguin, a kangaroo, a bear, 2 koalas, a fox, and a kiwi. Love comes in all shapes and sizes. Very cute. These 2 are carried over, free as a bird and whale done. And then a couple of new ones here on the left hand side. Sweet Farewell. As you can see, it's got suitcase, camera, so perfect for scrapbooking or anybody retiring or leaving. This is the beginning of anything you want. Will I fit in your luggage? And then we've got right behind you these 2 cute people on a bike, and these could be 2 girls, or this could be a boy and a girl. And then you've got a fun little dog, and you know, we make a great team. And a nice bit of road here. That's great for grounding, you know, any of your other items. Okay, that's 84. And then on 86, again, you've got some fun, this time badgers. So perfect for the English marketplace. These 3 little badgers, they're very cute. You could colour those in easily with the blends pens or watercolour. And then Senior Years and Nothing's Better Than has carried over. And Sam was talking about cocktails for that card that spins round. So you could have, you know, cookies on one, coffee, cocktails and chocolate on another. That would be good fun, wouldn't it? You've sewed an idea. Sewn an idea. Sorry, Sam. Okay, then we have a little hint of Christmas. So it's good to see some new Christmas sets, and I do know that a lot of you like to start Christmas early. So we're on page 88 and 89. And we've got this tidings and trimmings that has this lovely star die cut. This one here doesn't match a stamp set. It has it's a separate die with this design on it. And then you've got stockings, stars and florals. You've got a little bow, and those all have dies to match, and we have matching papers too. And then we've got snowflakes carried over. We've got a new set of Christmas trees called Evergreen Elegance. And we have this lovely festive foliage stamp set. This is a large stamp, actually shown at 60%. And it basically fills a card. So you stamp it once and then you can just colour in the detail. Thanks, Chris. So that was Evergreen Elegance. So perfect if you love Christmas trees. You can't go wrong with Christmas trees. This has a matching punch that punches a line of Christmas trees. Okay, so if you don't have a die cutting machine, this is perfect. And the bundle with the stamps and the punch is $36.75. Poinsettias, snowmen and these trees are all carried over. Then we have Season's Blessings. So this is almost like a harvest festival and Christmas. So you've got seasonal comments in here. You've got lovely leaves, you've got oak leaves, got some poinsettias, and then a basket that you can put the items in. And this has a large basket. If you can see on your catalogue, page 94, it's quite a deep basket that you can put things into. It looks almost like a net basket. This banner one has been carried over. This is one of those ombre gift bags, and they've stamped the holly in white, and they've stamped, sorry, the holly berries in white, and embossed it, and they've stamped the evergreen holly leaves. And what you may see is this little tag here. Don't know how well you can see that. And this is called Tailor-Made Tags Dies, and this features some different sizes of tags that you can layer together. I did have it to hand. Let me just see if I have it here. I've been moving everything around to accommodate it. So I don't have it to hand, I'm sorry. Got something else, but not that one. But really useful tags. I might try and use those tomorrow, actually, in my Facebook Live. Then we have another suite called Expressions in Ink. And if you love watercolour effects, but you're not very good at them, this could be your saving grace. So the papers are stunning. You really have to see them in person. But you've got these lovely rows, these leaves, and then this sort of watercolour background that is all distinctively inked up. So when you stamp it, it looks like you've been very artistic with your watercolouring. That's page 96 to 97. And then on 98 we have Colour and Contour and some fabulous dies. So I'm going to show you the dies when we come to that section. because you've got lots of different scallops, and each of these dies layers inside another one, and then you've got a stamp set that coordinates with it. And you can see some of the die shapes here and here. You've also got a really nice scallop edge that you can see in this diagram here, top left hand side. That's page 98. All Things Fabulous is carried over, as are is this one on the right. Good to see Very Versailles has made it through. We've got henna hearts, so if you like this intricate design, this could be right up your street. And then we have Etched in Nature. Now this stamp set was released to demonstrators before the catalogue was released, and there were some technical issues with some of the stamp sets, so this has actually been temporarily withdrawn until they reissue the stamp set. It is very pretty with this lovely little wren, toadstools and a little butterfly, and it is supposed to look exactly like it does etched. Okay, well done everybody. We've got to page 102 and I'm impressed that you're still with me. So, To the Moon, exactly what it says, a gorgeous depiction of the moon. You've got the phases of the moon here, and then you've got some sentiments and some images here with the moon and stars and a bit of constellation here. Love you to the moon and back, and enjoy this new phase of life. Perfect for retirement, or maybe somebody who's leaving work to have a new baby or something like that. More thanks and stars in the sky. And then these watercolor shapes, again, if you're not very good with watercoloring with an aqua painter or a paintbrush, then these shapes will do the work for you. Okay, that's 102. This one is carried over, best year. And then we've got another suite called Hand Penned. And if you received the bookmark from me, then this is one of the stamps. It's this one here that I've stamped, and then I've used the infills to fill in, but you could also colour those with a blends pen. And it has some absolutely gorgeous papers that go with it in that same style, and some memories and more cards. I was hoping I had some to show you. Obviously got completely the wrong box next to me, but I will show you those on a separate occasion. There's probably too much to take in now anyway. So the hand penned petals has lots of dies that cut out obviously the stamped images, but it also has this nice scalloped edge that they put on the end of the edge of this card here, or they've used along the edge of the card. So if you like that very soft, subtle line pen drawing with a watercolour feel, then this is a great set for you. Right, 106, 107. So this is Butterfly Brilliant. So this is that beautiful big butterfly set. And also Daisy Garden, which matches a previous stamp set that we had, but this is a huge version of it. I've just actually ordered this one. You can see it here, the size of this card. It's one of our background stamps. Okay, and then this one called Garden Bird Houses is exactly that. Different sorry, I'm going to have to let my talk out. Different sets of bird houses with a stalk, and then you've got foliage some three little birds as well. Let me just sort my dog. Excuse me 1 minute. Come on, you. Come on. Sorry about that. Right, who have I got left? I'm pleased to see some of you have made it through. Thank you. Okay, 108. These, all these stamps actually on these 2 pages are carried over. So birds, the hand-drawn blooms, and the hydrangea haven. Then we've got a new stamp set called Quiet Meadow, and I've seen a lot of people use this. It's got some beautiful dies that cut out these really fine images, and you can just watercolour over them, or you can use them in silhouette on top of something, as you can see here, but really detailed, quite large dies. A useful bit of text here, and a very useful splat stamp. And then you've also got some pretty dies that do this label and this one here. So that's definitely one to watch out for. If you Google Quiet Meadow, you'll see quite a lot of the American demonstrators have already created lots of samples with this. Tasteful Duchess is carried over, and then we have another suite called Sweet Symmetry, and if you like symmetrical block printing, this is perfect for you. There is also a punch that goes with it that punches out, if I can see it on here, like this. It's not quite the same as that, but it's very similar to that, as 2 stems, but you can make that into a border. There's some samples of it cut out here, but I can't see any samples of it as a border. But I just like this crispness. It reminds me a little bit of the boho indigo. So you've got flowers, you've got leaves, and you've got this these lovely shapes as well. So that's called Sweet Symmetry. And then in the similar vein, we've got Batik Boutique. So very similar, quite big images, but you've got infills for them as well. So this one can infill into there, for example. This one infills into this section, and then this does the remainder. And then you've got leaves and infills and dies that cut all of these out as well. I think this is a great example of that here. Again, it's very much, if you like that batik printed style. These 2 carried over, Love of Leaves and Queen Anne's Lace. Art in Bloom, I think, will be very popular. Again, line drawn flowers and infills. So if you're not very good at colouring in, then this is a perfect set for you, because you can colour those in with the stamps. You've got all of the leaves that you can colour in, and you've got this really pretty border as well. You also get in the bundle an embossing folder that goes with the stamp set and the dies. And then we've got All Squared Away. So if you like squares and you like patterns, this one could be for you. So you have just got the squares that you can stamp, but you also, if you buy the dies, they cut out these 4 different shaped elements that you can either have as squares, or you could have cut out of a section, and then you can put panels behind it. So if I bring that one up to the camera, hopefully you'll see that a bit better. And that's on page 117. And then finally, in terms of our larger stamps, we've got, in addition to the ones we showed you earlier, these are all carried over. We've got a new tie-dye one, a spiral die, which you can see in this example here. Perfect to be used with the Stamparatus. Okay, so that, 100+ odd pages of stamps. Then we have the angel policy. So Stampin' Up are quite happy for you to sell any cards or items that you make. All you must have is a Stampin' Up copyright notice on the back. So there is one in here in this stamp set. This also has got other things like Stitch with Love, Craft Queen, handmade for you, that you can use on the back of any of your crafts, paper crafts or otherwise. Okay, so just to look at the colours, I'm not going to go over these in too much detail. Those of you that have had a catalogue before will recognise this sort of layout. So we have 4 main colour families for all of our products. We have the brights, which you can see it speaks for itself, the neutrals, the regals, and the subtles, which is here. And then we have the in colours. So these are the new ones that I was referring to earlier, and these last 2 years at a time. And what it enables Stampin' Up to do is keep these as core colours, and then change these out according to trends and different colours that are coming into fashion. And then we have some storage. So if you need storage for your ink pads or your pens or your markers, then we have some storage here. And then we have our marker pens, watercolour pencils, and our memories and more for memory keeping. And then these are all additions to your stamping activities. So we have masks, we have embossing paste, we have embossing powders, heat gun, we have Wink of Stella, we have shimmery crystal effects, we have different black inks, we have our blending pen spritzer. So all of the associated accessories for stamping and colouring can all be found on these few pages. Then we have the papers. Now what I'll do for the papers, rather than cover those now, is I'll wait for all my samples to come in, and then I will show you each of the sets of papers from the samples. So I'm sure you probably had enough of listening to me. My favourite paper, I'm not sure. Until I see it. I do love the hand pens. I love the pansies. I think I'm going to love the elegant ones, and the symmetry are great to have, you know, patterns for children and things like that. Okay, and then we have some specialty papers. So these are vellum. So we have our in colour shimmer vellums, and then we have some ombre papers where the colour fades towards the top. And then we have mercury acetate, so all sorts of things are rainbow paper, and our vellum doilies. Basics for paper, so our thick cardstock, thin cardstock, watercolour paper, shimmer white paper, and then some different designs for packaging. One thing I forgot to order are these cute little jam jars. You get 6 little jam jars with twist on lids, and they are plastic, they're not glass, but they are food safe. And we've got our ombre bags, but all sorts of other bits and pieces. Some new treat boxes here as well. So lots of exciting, fun packaging. Then we have all our ribbons. So again, where you've got an N, it's a new ribbon. And we've got the open weave in all of our new in colours. So here's this one. So it's an open weave. Really pretty and easy to work with as well. More ribbons, and then, oh excuse me, some embellishments. So I talked about these earlier. Paper lattice. We've got some gold bits and pieces. We've got some really pretty loose flower flourishes, and these are like a hard acrylic. And then we've got some bumblebee trinkets, which are a matte gold. And then, as you see, as always, lots of accessories. We have some square in colours, and we have the gems, which are these ones here that I showed you earlier on. We also have some brads, square and circular. So there's lots of new bits and pieces here. And then just the basic Stamparatus accessories, as you'd expect. And then we have a list of all of the punches. So I'm not going to go through all of these, but these are the bundles where you have a punch and a stamp set that go together. So you can instantly recognise them, and these are the exact size. So these are the flowers. We've got our turtle, and then some of the banners here, and the oval. So these ones are all existing ones. We have all of the usual tools and the die cutting machines. We have our embossing folders, so you see quite a few new ones. Animal print, bark, checks and dots. That's 2 little folders together. And then dotty hearts. Thanks and hello, that's an easy one to miss, where you've got that embossed. And then some winter ones and some flowers, and a macrame one. I can't even think where that thanks and hello has been used, so I'll have to scout back through and find it. And then we've got the die bundles, as I mentioned earlier, so where you have the dies that match the stamp sets, and if you buy them together you do get a 10% discount on both of them. So for example here, the Encircled in Beauty on its own is £32, but if you buy it with the stamp set it's £45. Okay, saving you 10% on both the stamp set and the dies. So this is all of those samples there, like so. And I want to show you just a couple that you might miss. So Flower Market is the one that we saw earlier. Give It a Whirl, this is the one that has the circular piece that spins round. And then we have this one here, laying diorama. It says on page 12. Let me just show you that really quickly. It's one of those you have to see. So here, I don't know if you can see that very well, where you've got different layers that look like you've got depth behind it. So perfect for sea scapes, but it could be country, you know, trees and the countryside. That's the word. So that's the laying diorama. So Give It a Whirl, laying diorama. Can't even say it now. And so So the stitched greenery, which is one die that does a 6x4, so a standard size card, and it stitches all the way over, so it doesn't cut it, it stitches everything. And then this was the other one. Picture this, where they had the animals poking through the holes. So you've got this one here with rectangles, and then you've got one with circles. And I think we're just about there. These are the tailor-made tags, so I'm actually going to use these tomorrow. I'll do something with these, and maybe with the hand penned, just to show you that in action. And then we've got adhesives, nothing new on there. And then it talks about joining Stampin' Up. So as I said, if you're interested in joining, anybody can join. You become a demonstrator, but you don't actually need to demonstrate. If you don't want to, you can share with friends. You can just buy for yourself, and you'll get a discount on all your purchases. There's no minimum order, but the post and packing is $4.95 regardless of your order. So, which is the same as a customer would pay, exactly the same. These stamp sets here are available if you host an event or a party, and you can choose from these for your free items. So if your total sales or your order total is more than £150, for example, you get 10% in rewards, and that 10% could include having some of these items. So you've got 3 stamp sets and also some papers, 48 sheets of 12x12 papers. And then we have the index. So if you're struggling to find something but you know the stamp set name, you can look it up in the index here. And then there's an accessories index here. So if you're looking for ribbons, just look up our ribbon and trim, page 139 to 140. Okay, there's some legal information at the end about ordering and trademarks and the like, and it talks about Stampin' Up being a community and making a difference. So giving product back, a day of service that Stampin' Up include, and the Heart of Stampin' Up, which is an award that any demonstrator can apply for, where they give you funding, for example, for a community event or supporting a community cause. And that is it. So that was an hour and a half. Whew. So I'm very impressed that I still have some people live with me. I really do appreciate that. I did originally say that I would do some crafting, but I think I'm worn out talking for an hour and a half. So if you bear with me, I will be crafting tomorrow. I will use the tailored tags, the set of tags dies, and I will use the hand penned stamp set for that purpose, and either the in colours or some different colours. So thank you so much for joining me. I am impressed that people stuck it out this long. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to fast forward me as you require, or play me at 1.5 speed. The voice might be weird, but you'll get the gist of what I'm saying. Thank you, Sam. Yes, it is interesting, isn't it, what you see? And also, when I look at it, if I look at it again, I'll see different things. Especially when it's still really new. So thank you so much. If you're interested in joining my In Colour Club or my paper shares The paper shares is a one-off payment of £28.50 if you can collect the papers from me, or £31.50 if you'd like them posted to you, and that is a quarter of all of those paper packs. And then my In Colour Club allows you to build your set of in colours from Stampin' Up. It's £24 per month for 5 consecutive months, or you can pay up front and you'll get a pack of shimmer vellum absolutely free. If you're interested in any of those and you haven't got my information, then do just comment underneath here, In Colour Club or paper shares, and I'll send you that relevant information. Thank you so much. I've had a busy day. I've hardly been at home, so I'm about to go and cook myself and my son some food, and I look forward to crafting with you tomorrow, Wednesday morning at 10 AM. If you have been a member of my class in a box over the last year, watch out for an email coming to you with a special offer for my catalogue launch, and you'll get a make and take kit for 3 different cards from 3 different product suites, and there will be competitions and a raffle, etc., all with new products. So watch out for that information, and that's open to demonstrators as well as customers. If you've been if you bought any of my class in a box, I will also be doing a customer catalogue launch outside of that, and that will be in a week's time. So watch out for details of that. I do hope you can join me. Right, I've done enough talking. I'm absolutely sure of that. So thank you so much for joining me this evening. If you're watching on catch up or replay, I appreciate your time as well. And I look forward to crafting with you tomorrow morning at 10 AM. Thank you, everybody. Take care now. Have a good evening. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. And I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Any questions on what I've covered, do just message me in person or comment here. Thank you, Tracy, Sam, thank you, Chris Ertle, if you're still here. Appreciate that. Katie, Carol, Catherine, if you're here still, Diana, Trudy, Brenda, and if I haven't seen you, if you haven't commented, I apologise, but thank you so much. Take care, have a good evening. Bye all for now.